Good morning. Christine Clardy with Sun and Moon Yoga Studio in Arlington and Fairfax, Virginia. It's Tuesday, July 13th. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. 10 a.m. live stream yoga. And today we are calling it asana. Asana. Really, very often when we are in the United States, what we call yoga is asana. Asana is the posture or the pose, and it's what we use in order to build both strength and flexibility in the body. One translation of the word asana is posture and presence. So it does involve not only the physical body, but the mind, which is part of the physical body, or the brain anyway. So there's this little point of play between the mind and the body. Even when we think about physical yoga, the asana or the postures and the poses of yoga. A friend of mine sent me a whole list of poems that relate to yoga. She's a poet. Her name's Tabitha. Hi, Tabitha, if you're watching. One of the ones that I thought related to this idea was from the year 1609, John Milton, believe it or not. He said, "The mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven." The mind is its own place. So even in 1609, there was this contemplation of mind and body, place being a physical thing, but the mind, of course, having its own internal and abstract ways of being. The mind is its own place. So as we move into our asana, into our postures, we will attempt to include presence today. We'll be working a little bit of strength. If you'd like some blocks, you could have some blocks near the front of your mat. And we will be starting in a very familiar and comfortable place, windshield wipers. So let's get going. I will meet you on the mat in a reclined position with your knees bent in that very comfortable and happy place that we call windshield wipers. Starting low to the ground with feet about hip distance apart, rolling on down. Your arms might be in a T position or a Y position, and the feet might scoot a little bit wider toward the edges of your mat. As you let the knees fall to the left and the right, emulating the windshield wipers, feel the hips start to loosen up, sacrum rolling to the left and the right. Find the breath, breathe it in and let it go. Just warming up for this Tuesday. Actually, it's cool here on the ground. So very often in the hot summer months, doing yoga that's close to the earth can be very cooling. So especially if you have a wooden floor or a tile floor, it's a good tip to keep in mind. Notice what your head is doing, if it likes to roll in the opposite direction of your knees, and what that might introduce into the spine. And the next time your knees fall over to the right, let them stay there for a moment, and let the left arm reach up overhead. The gaze might also go toward the left. And see what it feels like to keep that left scapula, the left shoulder blade grounded while the left knee reaches away from you. The left hip reaches away from you. Breathing into the left side body and letting it go. We'll use an inhale to lift the knees back through center and let them fall over to the left. And now the right arm reaches up overhead and the gaze might come to the right. And we'll check out the rotation on this side. So the right shoulder blade staying grounded, the right hip and knee reaching away, and the right side body expanding and releasing. Inhale, knees back to center. The arms are still overhead. You might press into the feet and lift and lower the pelvis a few times to recenter and neutralize. Let there be a gentle, natural curve in the lumbar spine. And inhale, let the fingers reach up toward the ceiling, and then bend your elbows, pull your arms back like a rowing motion, and then rotate the arms into a cactus shape. And we will move dynamically through this rowing shape, pulling back, elbows back of the arms, pressing into the mat, rotating externally, and then reaching up and out, pulling back again. So let's take this a few times. Stay soft in the belly and begin to let the upper body become active and strong and lively, particularly as you push back. Maybe pull the shoulder blades together. Feel the heart, the back part, and the sternum pop up toward the ceiling. Maybe there's a little bit more of an arch in the back. The external rotation provides an opening. So again, we're working both strength and suppleness or flexibility. Next time you pull the arms back and the backs of the arms are rooted, rotate the palms inward like little robot arms. So the palms face in. We're going to stay here for a moment, pressing back into the elbows, back into the shoulders, lifting the heart. Press, 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 press. You could probably press with 80 or 90% strength. Press as much as you like. Leave the neck out of it. Leave the neck relaxed. Leave the belly soft. Isolating in between the shoulder blades, armpit muscles pressing back. Collarbones spreading wide and breathe. Press, 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 and then let it go. Release the arms, let them uncurl into a T position and pause here for just a moment. And then bend the elbows one more time and we'll take that shape again. Pressing back, stay present for the strength of pressing into the back of the mat. Lifting the heart up, gazes up to the ceiling. Press. And then uncurl back to T position. Straighten the legs, lift both arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Inhale, fingertips to toes. Exhale. Let it go. Feel the shape of you against the mat. And then wiggle the heels over to the right. And maybe wiggle the backs of the hands over to the right. Maybe the toes reach to the right and the gaze goes to the right. Side body, left side body opening. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's use an inhale to come back to center. And then wiggle the heels to the left, arms to the left, gaze to the left. Inhale into the right side body. Let it go. And then return to center. Inhale, one more full body stretch. This time as you exhale, bring the knees into the chest, one knee into each hand, and take a weeble wobble left and right. You can use your elbows on either side to go as far to either side as you want. Massaging in the back of the sacrum. And then one knee, each hand. We'll make some circles here with the thigh bone. So arms straighten and roll in, straighten and pull in. Reverse the direction. Belly remaining soft here. And then come to center. And we'll start to liven things up a little bit. We will wobbling forward and back now. So you can use some momentum of your legs, rolling forward, rolling back. And as you do this, and we come forward, see what it's like to hover for a minute. Tapping into presence, gazing point, and strength. Holding. In fact, the next time you come up, see about holding all together in boat pose or navasana. Hands might be behind the thighs, and you can experiment with letting those hands go as you keep a flat back with a toned belly. When the shins are parallel to the earth, that again provides a nice option so that you can tap into some of the strength in the core and in your low back. So if you feel like your low back is rounding, consider putting toes on the floor so that you can lift up through the heart, activate that place in between the shoulder blades that we were working down on the mat, and then maybe one leg goes straight or one shin becomes parallel. You can practice with the other. This is a tough shape. This asana I find really interesting. If I stay present with it, I get a few quivers. Nothing in my joints, nothing painful, but I know that I'm working my strength here, staying present for the asana, for the posture, pose, until you're ready to come out. And when you do come out, scoot yourself into a comfortable place, and we'll take a very brief Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet come together as close or as far away as you like from your body. Hands might hold the shins, lifting up with a tall, lengthened spine. If you love cobbler's pose, maybe you're already folding forward and releasing the head. Really up to you here. Use an inhale and lift through the back of the head if you let it go. And we'll come back upright. Knees will come back together. And from here, go ahead, straighten both legs. Give everything a tap, tap, tap. Sit upright with the feet and the legs, inner thighs zipped together. You might press down into the heels of the hand in order to get a nice upright staff posture. Toes reaching up. Arms come out parallel to the earth in front of you. We'll take a bow and arrow shape using the right elbow to reach back and the left arm reaching forward. You might notice the feet here are involved. So the right toes come back with the right elbow, and then we'll reverse. The left elbow comes back, left toes flex, and the opposite toe is pointing. So keep the belly tone here. Energy in the thighs and the feet, reaching the elbow back and the opposite arm forward. And the breath fills the posture as we hold with the right elbow back. Breathing in, pull the belly in, collarbones wide. Let's inhale through center and come now with the left elbow back, right arm reaching forward. Inhale, get tall, exhale, navel comes in toward the spine. And again, we will relax and release, let that go. And from here, take a wide-legged stance. At this point, maybe you have a blanket or something under your sit bones if you need to come up a little higher. And the knees can be bent here if that's comfortable for you. You might even choose to have a rolled towel or a blanket or something underneath a knee joint if you've got a little history there. So here we are in a piece of pizza, just comfortably wide apart. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale into a twist, gently pressing down with the fingertips while the toes reach up, energy out the arches of the feet. Inhale to reach up, back is lifted. Exhale into the twist. And again, we'll take this dynamically a few times, exhaling to twist. Stay connected through the whole foundation of both legs. Going through the cycle on the right. Inhale, reach, feel the sit bones connect. Exhale, twist to the left. And I think that may have evened us out. So as we let this go, roll the wrists, figure 8 to come on down. Choose a leg that you would like to bend and let the sole of one foot come anywhere along the inner leg line of the opposite leg. Now press down into the fingers to let yourself turn toward the bent leg just a bit so that the straight leg is a little bit off to the side. We're going to take a side bend here. Let's do it by inhaling and then exhaling the forearm down toward the straight leg. It might land on that leg. It might land on a block or on the mat. Completely up to you once again. So as you press down with the forearm, let the opposite arm reach up. Notice how the opening on the side body requires our presence here. Foot of the straight leg is flexed. Again, staying grounded. Let's use an inhale, reach the fingertips up. Straighten your legs back to piece of pizza. Shake it off a bit. And now the other leg will bend. Again, you might want a little clearance to get yourself oriented toward the bent leg, belly and the heart, just a little bit toward the bent leg so that the side body can come out over that straight leg. Inhale, reach to you're facing toward the bent leg. Exhale, come on over, side body, long leg. Let the arm support you by pressing down. And notice how that strength might facilitate opening on the other side. This arm, for me, is a little different. If it gives you some irritation or you feel numbness, tingling anytime your arms are raised, you can just take that arm, let the hand come to rest on the heart or on the top of the shoulder. But we'll use an inhale to come back up. Coming through piece of pizza one more time. Zip the legs back together. If you've got stuff on the mat, move that out of the way. And then go ahead, swing the legs behind you, rising up through table. We will meet in down dog. So if you'd like to do a few cat-cows on the way, make yourself happy. But when you're ready, curl the toes under, lift the hips. We'll be meeting in down dog, pressing the floor away. Pedaling the feet, dog is off the leash this morning. Checking it out. Think about perhaps bending the right knee and letting the gaze go under the right armpit and switching it out. Good. Now from here, inhale, lift the back ribs with a bit of a curve or a cat in the spine. Come all the way forward into plank. Press down strongly into both arms. If you need to move the feet, please go ahead and do that. And we will bend the arms and come all the way down. If you want to come knees and then thighs first, you can, but we are lowering down in that chaturanga shape. When you get down, forehead meets the mat, roll the shoulders up, bend the knees, and we'll take 3 rolling cobras. Inhaling, strong in the back part. Exhaling, the front part leads the way down. Inhale, roll the shoulders, elbows, toes, reach back, roll up. Exhaling down. Inhaling one more time. And exhaling, the heart leads. From here, curl the toes under, rise all the way up, back into down dog. Establish the dog, find your feet, find your hands, and then inhale to lift the right heel, straight leg up to the sky. As you exhale, bring knee to nose. Weight of the body comes forward, shoulders over wrist. And we'll take that again. Lift the heel with the inhale. Exhale, body comes forward. One more time. Inhale. This time as you exhale, knee to nose, step the foot all the way through into some kind of runner's lunge. So the toes are still curled under. Wiggle the feet to feel your lunge. If you prefer knee down, you can do that. Now from here, we will be taking some crescent lunge options. So feel the back of the rear foot, the left foot at the rear of the mat. Feel that lift up. Press down into the front leg. And reach the arms towards the back of the mat. Again, knee can be down here. And maybe you choose to stay here. You have the option of pressing all the way up. Perhaps the back left leg, that knee bends just a bit. There's a bit of a tuck in the tailbone. Holding the crescent lunge. Maybe high crescent lunge. Maybe low, up to you. Holding, staying present. Asana, strength. Your mind is a place in and of itself that could make a hell of heaven or a heaven of hell. Exhale, come on down as you see fit, and we'll step back into down dog. Shake it off. Establish the dog, and now we'll take the left leg reaching behind us. Foot is flexed. Exhale, bring the body forward, knee to nose. Inhale, reach the heel. Come forward one more time. This time when you reach the heel on the inhale and exhale, step all the way forward. Might take a couple of steps, that's okay. Wiggle into your runner's lunge, high or low. And then when you're ready, feel into the strength. Fingers reaching toward the rear of the mat. Gaze down with an option to lift the arms, warrior one type arms up overhead. Little tuck in the tailbone, crescent lunge. Again, you might be high, you might be low. But the back toes are still curled under, so it's different than warrior one. Holding here, staying present. I bet John Milton never thought his quote would be used for a yoga session. All right, come down as you see fit. The left leg steps to the back of the mat now. Back to down dog. Wiggle it out. Inhale, bring the body forward into plank. Exhale to lower, that chaturanga. It could be knees, thighs, belly, keeping the elbows tucked in, coming down slowly. Inhale, rolling back for 3 rolling cobras. Exhale, heart leads to lower. Inhale, roll the shoulders, bend the knees, reach the toes, reach the elbows. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Exhale to lower. Let the forehead rest a bit here. Curl the toes under, and we're pressing back to down dog again. If you choose, you can press back to child. Extended child, active child with the arms and elbows up off the mat. From here, we'll be stepping forward. So inhale, lift the heels nice and high. You can bend your knees and start to walk yourself forward. We'll be in a ragdoll here with the legs generously bent and the head released. And then begin to press down into the feet. Feel the rising power coming up the legs, thighs. Inhale, start to reach up for the sky, fingertips sparking up into the atmosphere, and then palms together. Exhale right down the midline. Hands landing at the heart. Relax the shoulders. Consider bringing the weight of the body back into the heels just a tiny bit so that the arches of the feet are activated, the thighs engaged, muscles of the low abdominals, that basket of muscles, lifting you from underneath so that the collarbones spread wide and beautifully open, long through the back of the neck. Tadasana. Come into presence with the shape of your feet. Come into presence with the 2 palms pressing each other. And then we'll inhale for 3 half salutes. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. If you'd like the blocks to assist you by bringing the floor up to you, you can. Bend the knees to release the head. And then inhale, come up halfway with a flat back, pulling the navel in. Hands on the shins. Exhale to release again. Knees are bent, but as you press down, they really increase in strength that way. And exhale to the midline, heart center. 2 more times. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to fold. You might bend the knees a lot and feel the belly press against the thighs. That is enlivening it and strengthening itself. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Knees are bent. Press down into those bent legs. Let that pressing down lift you right up. Exhale, heart center. 3rd time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Release the head. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. And then press down in order to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Very good. From here, step wide and face the long edge of the mat. We'll be working a different kind of shape and a different kind of strength. So feel how it is to let the toes face out just a bit, hands on the hips. And give yourself some room to bend the knees and let the body go straight down in between the 2 feet and then straight back up. You may actually need to step a little bit wider so that as you lower down, your knees don't shoot way past your ankles. That protects the knee joint. But there's a point of play here. So as you lower, notice the way it may feel natural to stick your butt out and let your heart come forward. Let's play the edge of letting the body come down vertically, like that elevator shaft, and then pressing to come straight up. So again, we're looking for some strength here, strong external rotation. Notice the hamstrings, the abductors. If you'd like, as you bring the body down, the elbows might tuck into the side for a goddess shape, returning to cactus, and then elbows tucking in. We could hearken back to that enlivening feeling in the back body that we began with. And if you'd like to come down and stay down here, letting the shoulder blades come together a little bit closer. You could even check out what it's like to lift a heel and lift the other heel. Belly stays toned here, but the natural curve of the low back still exists. And then, of course, really getting into the concept of strength, lifting both heels. Whoa, there's balance happening. Come down when you're ready. Heel toe yourself a little closer together, and then whoop, let the feet come together and shake it off. Shake it right off. We'll do one more folding shape today that is also going to strengthen by way of the internal body. Done some big physical movements, but let's now just in a casual way fold forward. Knees can bend as much as you need. Let the fingers come on the inside, starting at the big toe, inside the arch of the foot, inside the ankle. As you rise up, tracing the inner thigh, roll on out to the hip, come up the side body, and then do a U-turn at your shoulder, and fingers come down, massaging or figure eighting about 4 inches below the armpit. Keep breathing here. And then flip, shake that right off. And we'll do this again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, flowing down. And then we'll take the inner line of the foot, lower leg, inner line of the thigh, scoot out to the thigh, come up the side body, U-turn at the shoulder. Exhale, feeling around into these kidney points, perhaps more to the back body. Breathing in, breathing out. Flick it away, flick it off. Let's have one final inhale to reach. Exhale, scoop from underneath this time. Gather up whatever you might need for today and hold it close. If you'd like to step the feet close together, you may. Head bows to the heart. As we close this section of calling it asana, posture and presence, working the physical body along with the place in the mind. Thank you for your practice. Go well, and namaste.